This is MzeroA Online Ground School, day 21 of the 31-day Safer Pilot Challenge. What's going on, MzeroA Online Ground School? It's Martin here, and today we're going to be discussing, should I declare an emergency? Let's talk about the origins of the emergency. We all heard it in movies, documentaries, right? Mayday. But what does it mean, Mayday? Mayday comes from a French term, MAD, which is M''AD. This was a term used by the French pilots during the First World War to ask for help, right? That is what we do. In an emergency situation, we are requesting for help. An emergency is an abnormal situation that basically requires immediate attention from us. But guess what? Hey, we're flying a plane, so we're going to need that external help for us, and that's where ATC comes into place. The FAR 91.3b says that in an event that an immediate emergency requires attention, we can deviate from any rules, any regulation, any rule, we can deviate as long as we can put that plane on the ground safe and sound. So, when should we declare an emergency, right? This is all related with our level of confidence and expertise, right? Are we confident with this situation? Should we ask for the external help? Are you in distress? Of course, that's a right away declare an emergency and request that extra help. Is the safety of the flight right now affected? Yes, go ahead and declare an emergency. Remember, declare an emergency will give you priority of all other aircrafts in the area, so you can put that plane on the ground. If we need to talk about some examples of what could be a reason for declaring an emergency, for example, low fuel. Yes, absolutely. If you're running out of fuel, you will declare an emergency and you're gonna go and land as soon as possible. However, being low on fuel and having enough fuel to go back to your airport not necessarily will mean a reason to declare an emergency. You can always tell ATC that you're low on fuel, you're minimum fuel. That way you can also get priority as well. Other reasons for declaring an emergency, an alternator failure. Well, it depends. Where are we going? How far we have to fly that plane? Can we come back to our point of origin, or we need to continue? Yeah? And of course, another reason would be a medical emergency. If either you or any of your passengers are feeling sick, of course, go ahead, declare an emergency, request that extra help from ATC, and go and land that plane safely. Okay, so now we agree that this abnormal situation requires immediate attention, so we declare an emergency. But you're going to ask me, okay, Martin, what do I need to tell ATC? How should I declare this emergency? The most important thing is to be calm when you talk with them and give them the required information that they need in order to help you. Of course, you're going to have to tell them your tail number, your registration number. You could add what type of plane are you flying. You're flying a Cessna 172 or a Piper Archer, that's also good. Any extra information is always helpful, but they need to know your registration number. How many people are you flying with? It's you only on the controls, you have a co-pilot, you have passengers with you. That's referred as souls on board. Then you will need to tell them, of course, what's the nature of that emergency, so they can know up to what point they can help you with that. Fuel available is another detail that they would like to know. So for how long can you be flying that plane? Any extra details are always welcome by then. So to wrap here, I'm going to tell you a quick story of the time when I had to declare an emergency. I was taking off with one of my students from our training airport, and we were at about 2,700, 2,800 feet, and we heard a very loud bang. After the bang, we lost almost all the oil pressure in the plane, and we saw the oil temperature rising. There was clearly a problem with the engine, and that needed an immediate action to be taken. So we decided to come back, turn back to the airport, and declare an emergency. We ended up landing at another runway, and the firemen were waiting for us and everything, but that wasn't a problem at all. Have you ever declared an emergency? Please comment down below what was going on, why you needed to declare an emergency, and of course, we would like to hear the outcome. What did you do, and what was the help that you got from ATC? And remember, a good pilot is always learning.